Hi children, welcome back to your environmental studies class. So we are going to continue with our part 2 of experiments with water, chapter 7 of your environmental studies book. In the last part we studied about floating and sinking concept, the objects which floats on water or objects which sink in water and why they do it. So we learned about the concept of volume and density, and I hope you understood this. We are moving on with our part 2, in which I am going to teach you about what get dissolved in water and what did not get dissolved in water. Well, there are some things we know that sugar, salt get easily dissolved in water and they make a solution, but there are some things which do not get dissolved in water that easily. Right now what I have is for to show you how things dissolve. I have a glass of water filled here. Okay, now I'm going to do, I have some salt here. Okay, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take this salt and I'm going to put it into the water. So you can see it gets dissolved easily, but when I give it a the little bit of stir and I mix it properly, it will get dissolved in no time. So if you want to dissolve something in the water, you can dissolve something in water like salt and sugar easily, but when you give them a stir, they get dissolved very fast. So you can see there is still a little bit of salt at the bottom, so I am going to give it a stir and it is going to get completely dissolved into this water. So what happens is the molecules of water has given way to molecules of salt to come and sit into the water and get mixed with them. So you can see the water is as clear as it was before. So like this. Okay, you know how sugar syrup is made? Sugar syrup is made with putting sugar into the water, mixing it, dissolving the whole sugar and then heating it. When we heat the sugar, what happens is when we put sugar into water and mix it, and when it gets dissolved completely and when we heat it, it becomes kind of a thick sugar syrup. So that's how it does. So sugar and salt, these are two solid substances and very common substances which get dissolved in water. Just like you can see here, solid substances that dissolve in water, examples are sugar and salt. We just dissolved salt in front of you. Now the water is as clear as it was before and salt is completely dissolved. See here. Okay. Also liquids get dissolved in water. If you mix some more water to milk, it will not make any difference in the appearance. Maybe it will taste different or it will be more runny and more different than it was before, but when somebody actually adds water to the milk, you cannot make differentiate if it is lot of water, lot of milk in it. Also you drink lemon juice, lemonade you all like, so lemon water, the lemon juice can be dissolved in water. So these are some examples which can be dissolved into the water. Also there are many things which do not get dissolved in water. What are they? I'll tell you here. So these are the substances which do not get dissolved in water. First and foremost picture is of sand. Sand does not get dissolved in water. Also second picture is of chalk powder. Now what I am telling you is that chalk powder does not dissolve in water and sand does not dissolve in water, but the thing is both are not available to me, so I have done it with black pepper. You can see, yes, this is the black pepper. Now the only particles which are not denser are floating on the surface of the water, but the particles which are denser, which sank at the bottom, are sitting at the bottom of the water here. It was also clear water, only the color of black pepper has got mixed into it, so that's why the color has changed also. But the black pepper has not dissolved completely into the water. It gets dissolved in somewhat a little bit manner, but does not completely. The solids that does not completely dissolve are sand, chalk powder, pebbles, small pebbles. They also don't get dissolved in water. Also there are liquids that do not get dissolved in water. Very common liquid is oil. I have taken some oil in this bottle, so this does not get dissolved in water. I have already made a layer here in this. You can see there is a clear layer of oil on this glass. What I am going to do is I am going to put again some oil in front of you in the water first it is going at the bottom, as you can see, but as soon as the time comes, bubble rises up and it makes a layer. You can see a layer here, a clear layer of oil. So oil also does not dissolve in water, because oil is much oil makes a different layer on the water above. Okay, now there is corn syrup also, which does not get dissolved in water. So example, when we ask you that what are the solid substances that does not dissolve in water, sand, chalk powder, you can tell me easily. The liquid substances that do not dissolve in water are oil, corn syrup, as simple as that. So I hope you understood this concept of dissolve and not dissolve. I'll tell you the terms we use for. Okay, this is solute, solvent. When solute and solvent are mixed together, they make a solution. For example, solute is a substance which is mixed into the water. It can be solid or liquid. For example, this salt, I have made a solution in this glass of salt plus water. Water is solvent and solute is what? Salt. So salt and water can, when got mixed, they made a solution of salty water. Same way, when sugar and water are mixed, they make a sweet water. So solute is the substance which you put into the water, and solvent is water itself. A liquid, okay, fine. What solvent can be a juice also. For example, you are having orange juice at your home, and you feel like that orange juice is lacking somewhat salt. So if you put salt into the orange juice also, it will become a little bit better to drink. So that also makes a kind of solution. So solute plus solvent makes a solution. Okay, let's move on. We have another concept here, evaporation. Okay, water is in its liquid states. First state of matter, solid, liquid and gas. That are the three states of matter which we discussed in last video. So here we are going to discuss how the water into liquid form turns into vapors, that is gaseous form, and this process is known as evaporation. When you boil a water after a certain degree, when it crosses the 100 degree, what is the boiling point of water? 100 degree. After it boils at 100 degrees, start making vapors. You can see clearly in the picture that the vapors are being formed by the water. So this process of change of water into water vapor is known as evaporation. That's what happens in the water cycle also. We discussed the water cycle in which the process of evaporation was involved in chapter number 6, that was every drop counts. So same thing happens here, and with the help of this evaporation only the salt is made. There is a very interesting and important incident related to salt making, that is Gandhiji's Dandi March. Okay, this incident took place in 1930, before India became independent. For many years the British made the law that did not allow people to make salt themselves. They used to take tax and cost a lot for salt, because salt was necessity, and Britishers made it illegal for people to make it at home, and it was a business to so many people. So they had also put a very heavy tax on salt. By this law, people could not make salt even for use at home. So how can anybody live without salt? That was the dialogue given by Gandhiji. How can a law not allow us to use freely what nature has given? So he written a letter to British government, and he asked a few things, in which one of the things was that make the salt tax free and allow people to make the salt at home. But Britishers denied. So he did a Dandi March. He started from his ashram to Sabarmati, and he Gandhiji went with several other people, went Yatra. Yatra is a long walk from Ahmedabad to Dandi seashore in Gujarat to protest against this law. So he went and started this Dandi March with the people, and people in the way joined him. He started from Ahmedabad, he went to Dandi seashore in Gujarat, at the end of the Gujarat, and there by taking salt in by taking water in a pan and evaporating it, he got, because the sea water has a lot of salt, so rest of the water evaporated and only salt was left of the bottom. This moment is known as Dandi March, and he made salt at the end of the Dandi March. So this is a very remarkable and a very something very important in our Indian history also. Do you know how salt is made? The sea water is collected in shallow beds dug in the sand water. Water is allowed to dry in the sun for few days, and after water dries, the salt remains on the ground. How are these shallow beds are made? Just like this. You can see here these shallow beds are made near the sea water, and water is put into this, and then water is allowed to evaporate naturally in the sun, heating sun. And when the water evaporates, only at the bottom salt is remained, which is then for filterized and separated, and impurities are removed, and then it is from factories it comes to us. So this is how the salt is made with the help of technique of evaporation. Thank you so much for listening to the video. I hope you understood. This is the end of part 2 as well as the end of the chapter experiments with water. We are going to send you a PDF along with this chapter. Kindly complete that, and